everyone, this is the Final Bosman, and today's episode is for you. You did this. Yeah. Welcome to the show. I am Kyle Bosman, and last weekend we saw PSX, we saw the Game Awards, two huge events, and I want to talk about them. Game Awards, obviously you don't want to hear too much from me because I had my own tiny involvement with it, but it's enough so that if I'm saying nice things about it, it seems like he has to say that, and if it seems like I'm saying mean things, it seems like I'm being ungrateful or weird. So I don't want to talk about the Game Awards too much. One thing I do want to talk about, as someone who likes to watch trailers and cares about reveal trailers, is the Psychonauts 2 reveal trailer. This is probably the biggest announcement that came out of the Game Awards in terms of announcements. Not the highlights, but the announcements. Because there were highlights. I love Greg Miller's speech. I love that thing about Westwood, but no, I'm not talking about Game Awards. Anyway, Psychonauts 2 trailer here. In terms of trailers, this is great. You know, we start here, we're not sure what we're looking at, and then cool, here's all the characters. They look interesting. They look different, obviously, from the old Xbox days, but still, they look good. They're updated as Psychonauts 2. Yes. And then at the very end, Fig, please give us money. Please help us with this. What? And then that was kind of, Tim Schafer came out at the end and said, hey, thanks everybody, but also come to Fig, you can make money from this. I don't know how we should handle this going forward. Maybe you do Fig in the beginning, but it's just a strange thing to say, here's the game, it's just everything you ever could imagine it could be, here it is, please give us money for this. That kind of announcement, and just shoved at the very end, less than a half second. Maybe that's not the best way to reveal your game. But let's talk about PlayStation Experience. Mostly, I just want to talk about the press event that kicked it off, the keynote of the PlayStation Experience. Very fun. I think it felt like 2 hours. I'm pretty sure it was 2 hours, maybe more even. Very casual. They're allowed to swear at this. They're allowed to sit in leather chairs. They're allowed to just be goofy and silly. I really like the vibe of the PlayStation Experience keynote. I think it wouldn't hurt to get more of that into E3. But I want to talk about some things in particular. One, along with this vibe, I like Yoshinori Ono. I like that he speaks in Japanese and we translate him, and that's fine. And that's not like killing time. We're not like live on Spike going like, this is killing time. That's fine. That's totally fine. We'll listen to him. I like that he is always aware of what has leaked. He's always aware of what's out there. Maybe overly so. He seems to be having a lot of anxiety about it always. But I like when he says, this hasn't leaked yet, because it puts him on our level. He knows as much as we do. Compare this to Shelby Cox. Here, let's just see what she said.
That at PSX this weekend, you'll be able to play the new Battle of Jakku DLC. Hold on, it's located on a planet from the film before it comes out on Tuesday. Now, if that doesn't get you hyped up for the movie that's coming on December 18th, I don't know what's going to. All I know is that December is going to be an amazing month for Star Wars.
We know about the Battle of Jakku. You've been talking about the Battle of Jakku for forever. That's not a new thing. So please don't treat it as such. Be one with everyone. That's what PSX is about. That's why Gio Corsi's wearing a jersey. It's fun. And just relax, have a good time. PlayStation Experience, one of the second thing. First, opens with Uncharted 4, then second, Final Fantasy VII Remake. And somehow it looks perfect. Somehow it looks exactly as it should be. Somehow it looks real and like it's coming out soon. And the reason for all three of those things is that we learned later that day that Final Fantasy VII Remake will be episodic. And obviously that's not part of the press event, part of the keynote, but I just feel like, hey, much like Fig at the end of Psychonauts 2, maybe you should warn us about that. Maybe that should be part of that trailer, because it feels like, gotcha, now give us lots of money for this game. And the thing is, I'm not that. That's how it feels. That's why you should be totally communicative about it. I don't think that Square Enix is being lazy in breaking the game up into multiple chunks. I don't think they're being greedy. I don't think it's anything like that. When Yoshinori Kitase says, if we took everything that's in the original game and remade it at that quality, we couldn't get it all on a single release. I believe that. That's not what makes me, I'm not mad that it's in multiple chunks. I'm simply sad to think that all of the games we play today are just clearly nerfed. That we can't have a game as expansive and varied and just huge and silly and detailed as Final Fantasy VII in 2015. That's simply impractical, everybody. And I kind of feel it's the same with the whole Star Wars thing. It's just like, this is all we could make. We can't make more than this right now. We worked tirelessly for 2 years and this is the result. Like, if you want more, we have to work for more years, I guess. That's, oh my gosh. Obviously, Star Wars is a whole pricing complaint as much as it is a content complaint, I get that. But it's just, it feels like, that's what bums me out so much, is that like, we can't be as imaginative as we were in 1997. That is crazy. A little disheartening. Whatever, Final Fantasy 15 is going to be huge and detailed and expansive, hopefully. Next, I got to talk about Paragon. If you haven't heard of Paragon, Epic Games is making a MOBA. And that's basically how it was announced. Hey everybody, Epic Games is making a MOBA. And that announcement, I think obviously fell flat for a number of reasons. I don't think any company could come out and say, we're making a MOBA and people would be happy. Nobody wants anybody to make a MOBA. People who like MOBAs don't want more MOBAs. They like League of Legends and they like Dota and they like the games they like. They're not, yes, oh, I love MOBAs, I want more MOBAs. That's not that word. They don't even like that word, MOBA. Okay, but anyway, you're making a MOBA. It's clear you want that MOBA money. So here's what you do, and you come out with this trailer. I like the song choice. I should make that clear. However, I don't think this trailer leaves an impact. And that is at the end of this keynote, end of the PlayStation Experience keynote. You have so many people watching. This should be a big thing, and it's not. And I think maybe it's your trailer. Maybe it's because you didn't include gameplay onto it. Maybe it's because another MOBA, another hero shooter isn't a big deal. I mean, compare this trailer to Battleborn. They are very, very similar. Very, very similar song choices. And I don't know, there's a lot of just trailers that dramatize this kind of, hey, these characters aren't a MOBA, but they're actual characters, we're telling a story. It's like, well, they're playing a game with each other. It's just, to me, Epic Games, I don't mean to say that you can't build attention for this. I don't mean to say like it's not gonna be possible to get people on your side with this. I just think that this is not the way to reveal your game. PlayStation Experience, to people who are directing this show, this is not the biggest announcement of your show. I kind of get why you thought maybe on paper, oh, Epic Games making a MOBA, this'll make them tweet for sure. Maybe you thought that. That is not the case. So definitely take careful consideration into the game you end your press conference with. Always, always, always make sure that that's the big deal. Because in this case, it hasn't been a big deal. I mean, Paragon might still be a great game, but it is not a big deal. Couple more thoughts. I want to talk about VR. We always talk about how can you show VR on a stage? How can you make it part of a press conference? We saw the worst possible way to do it at PlayStation Experience. We have two people here, and they're playing Tron Disc Pong with each other. One person's PlayStation Move controllers do not light up. They do not work. And in the game, he cannot move his arms. And for some reason, the demo keeps going. PlayStation Experience, you are casual enough to say, sorry, this isn't working right now, maybe come back to us later on in the show. You could have said that, that would have been fine. We would have clapped and applauded for you. Instead, you kept going, and just this weird thing where like, hey, I'm throwing discs at you, buddy. Please stop. No, 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 this is too fun. We're not even, I think if that demo worked perfectly, it still wouldn't have hit. I don't think you need to invest into Tron Disc Pong. I mean, the demos, the VR demos that have left an impact so far are environmental, things where you're in a space and it's just interesting to do that. And they're also traditional games. You don't have to, like Rez. People love Rez in VR. Just, you don't have to make strange, like, let's be in Tron and let's throw a disc at each other. I don't want to play that game, and I don't think many people do. It didn't hit hard in your press conference, and it makes PlayStation VR look a little silly. And so that is something, you know, it's okay to say it's not working right now. It's fine, you can move on. Finally, I want to talk about sweaty Randy Pitchford. Randy Pitchford is someone who the internet doesn't love so much, probably because of a lot of things that happened with aliens cloning Marines. But I think he's starting to become aware of that because he is nervous. This man is a magician. or was a magician at one point, maybe still a magician, but anyway, to see him in front of a live audience stutter and forget the name of his own game is alarming. That's very strange. And maybe it's because he had to come out and peddle Battleborn some more. Battleborn, we talked about this at E3. The fact that you have exclusive announcements about your beta is not an announcement. We don't care. And here he comes. Hey everybody, if you're on PlayStation and you're playing the beta, you'll have exclusive access to this penguin character. No one else playing the beta can play as this penguin character. Fine. Yeah, good for us. We get to play as the penguin. Cool character, a penguin in a mech suit, kind of. But then it starts talking. And it starts talking in like stupid memes in a stupid voice, and it's just, oh yeah, this is Battleborn. Battleborn is everything we thought it's going to be. Ooh, you want to be proven wrong, but it's just Battleborn keeps being Battleborn.
I have become death, destroyer of worlds!
So yeah, maybe Randy Pitchford is just sweating because like he's nervous about Battleborn. Randy Pitchford, there's plenty of reason to be nervous about Battleborn. I probably would be sweating too. There's a lot of work to do to win over everybody until then, and this penguin in a mech suit is not it. I mean, look at Paragon's got a critter in a mech suit. It's already better than your penguin in a mech suit. Stop it. Stop doing these things, everybody. If you're on the marketing team for Battleborn, just hit the brakes, go in a different direction, hit the panic button, find something else, because what you're doing right now, the people are not picking up what you're putting down. But there's still hope, as always. And I just want to say, I know I'm being super negative. These things are fun to watch. Game Awards, PlayStation Experience, Keynote, just like, I love events, and it's just so nice to be able to watch them. If I have to give a review to the PlayStation Experience Keynote, I'd say 2.3, definitely not enough Shuhei Ishida. Yeah, you gotta end with a crunch. That's our motto here, end with a crunch. Paragon's not a crunch. Everybody, I'll be back here next Wednesday. Hope to see you then. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, for the bonus bit this week, I thought I would explain something weird that happened during the Game Awards, which was me appearing in the commercial breaks, talking about the Game Awards and Bud Light, which I realize is probably out of nowhere and super weird, so I figured I'd tell you all a story. So here's what happened. Jeff Keighley writes me an email, says, hey, one of the producers of the Game Awards wants you to do a Man on the Street segment. And I say, heck yeah, I love Man on the Street segments. So talk to the person on the phone. He says, hey man, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be in Santa Monica on this date. It's sponsored by Bud Light. And I'm like, all right, okay, I'll do it. Because, I mean, you might know this, I don't drink, but it's not like a fundamental thing where I'm just like, drinking is evil. It's not that, it's just a personal choice. Anyway, a really funny thing is, so I say, yeah, I'll do it. A couple of days later, I get an email from him saying like, hey, Bud Light wants to make sure that there's no videos of you drinking a lot, drinking irresponsibly, playing drinking games, videos or photos, any tweets, anything. And of course I had to say, no, those don't exist. But also, like, what a weird lesson. Everyone, like, delete that stuff if you got that. Like, I didn't know that's an important thing. This could affect any potential sponsorships you might get in the future. So anyway, that all happened, and I shot the thing in Santa Monica. It was like 5 hours. It's a lot of interviews with a lot of people. They were all fun. Very nervous for me, obviously, because I've never had like a hair and makeup person. I never had to like go and buy an expensive shirt to do a shoot on, you know? And so it was fun. And I mean, Bud Light helped the Game Awards happen. So it definitely worth it. I would do it again. And, you know, it was fun. I had a good time. And, as always, this bonus bit is sponsored by Ritz Bit Sandwiches with Cheese.